Laos received a grant from the European Union and World Vision Laos for a total of almost 2.5 million US dollar for clearing unexploded ordnance or UXO contamination areas, risk education, and victim assistance for accident survivors. New projects of the Mine Advisory Group known as MAG, funded by the European Union and World Vision Laos, in partnership with the National Regulatory Authority or NRA, were the subject of a memorandum of understanding signed in Vientiane on Friday to launch operations in Xieng Khuang and Khammuan provinces. The EU grant worth over 1.1 million US dollars will fund 2 MAG mine action teams to clear UXO contaminations in Nonghet, Khoun and Phaxay districts of Xieng Khuang, the second most heavily UXO contaminated and fourth poorest province of Laos. MAG's 10-person community liaison team will also deliver much-needed mine risk education messages and train village volunteers as peer educators to reduce risk-taking behavior and casualty numbers among most at-risk groups in rural communities. From a subgrant worth 106,600 US dollars or over 860 million ki provided by MAG from EU funds, the Lao not-for-profit organization Quality of Life Association will also carry out victim assistance activities in the 3 districts, including community capacity building in first response first aid, training of local healthcare workers, and livelihood training for those affected by UXO accidents. World Vision's grant worth over 1.2 million US dollars will fund 4 MAG mine action teams to clear UXO contamination from 20 villages in Phaxay and Sai Bua Thong district of Khammuan, one of the poorest and most heavily bombed provinces of Laos, containing 50% of all UXO contamination in the country.
Fire.
The 20 target villages have been selected by World Vision and local development partners for follow-up on development projects such as agricultural extension and construction of schools and health centers once the land is cleared of UXO. As part of the project, MAG's community liaison team will also build and train a network of community-based mine risk peer educators and first aid responders to reduce the threat of injury and death from UXO accidents. The project, entitled Integrated UXO and Development Action in Khammuan Province, will run until the end of February 2016.
And provided us with many grants. They've also undertaken lots of work to support the wider UXO sector and the development sector within Laos. And I'm sure you'll all join me today in thanking them for their contribution and the valuable work they do within Laos PDR.
According to Country Director of MAG to Laos, Simon Ray, MAG will continue to take a leading part in these developments and contribute resources as required. Laos is the most heavily bombed country per capita in the world. Between 1964 and 1973, over 580,000 bombing missions were flown across the country that dropped an estimated 270 million cluster submunitions, or bombies as they are known locally. This equates to a plane load of bombs every 8 minutes or 24 hours a day for 9 years. It is estimated that about 30% of these some 80 million submunitions malfunctioned and did not explode. It is these items that predominantly contaminate the country to this day. This means 1 ton of bombs for every person in this country.